something that they could do about like end of race procedures. I don't really know what that would be. But like in this case, that's the rules, that's how they are. And they didn't call the red flag. And I was, kind of like, okay, this is fine. I don't know. Yeah, anyways, so I was like, I understand why they're doing what they're doing here, but I do wish there was some sort of new rule maybe in the years to come about end of race procedures, because it just doesn't feel like satisfying or right that they end behind, like in a parade. Basically they're like, okay, let's go. There's no opportunity in those last laps for anything to happen, and I don't think that's entirely fair. But I think the call that they made today, I understood why they did that.
Yeah, that's it's I'm not even going to say my bet yet, because Warren, I want to get your views on it first.
No, I agree with Sophie. You said earlier, they've been slow all year. They've been like overly cautious all year on should there be like the broadcast crew, everybody that's watched be like, all right, when's the safety car coming? And it's like 20 seconds late, 30 seconds late. We saw it in the first instance earlier in the race today. The race directors are so cautious this year because of what happened in Abu Dhabi last year. They just don't want to make any mistake, but then they end up having this happen. And I said in the grid talk thing, bring back Massey more as a joke to get some people riled up. But seriously, if Michael Massey is the race director today, that race is finishing under a green flag. Like he understood now that the popularity of F1, it's an entertainment product, and an entertainment product needs to finish under a green flag race. Like that's probably going to anger a lot of people out there, the old school F1 fan or the old one. But guess what? It's entertainment. It wasn't fun knowing when the safety car came out at lap 48 that we're going to have to watch a parade for the last 6 laps. That's not fun. So it's entertainment. You want to be entertained. And so if they red flag it, and which it could have gone to the standing start. Also, isn't there a rule where it doesn't have to go to a standing start? They could still do a rolling start if they want to keep the integrity of the field. Why that could have been brought up, and they could have done that. It doesn't have to be a standing start the whole time. If I'm right, it's when it's up to the stewards or race director's decision, or discretion. So if you want to keep some integrity of what it is, if you want to make some fairness, then just do a rolling start. And that could, for a 2-lap shootout, that would be great. Like, it's entertainment at the end of it. That's what it's entertainment. We want to be entertained. Nothing about the last 5 laps, the last 10 minutes of that was entertaining, other than talking about if the safety car is going to come in. Like NASCAR, I'm not a big NASCAR guy. I might watch the beginning of the Daytona 500, the end, and a couple races here or there, depending on. But they do something very American called overtime racing, where they do a green-white checkered, which is a green flag, a white flag, and a checkered flag. And if there's 2 yellow flags in there, the race is done. So you get 2 chances on a restart, because there could be some big crashes. And when the white flag waves, whatever the next flag is, they can decide if there's a crash in the back of the field, they can still finish to the checker flag, but they can decide what's going on. It's pretty much just a 2-lap shootout, which is, again, entertainment, and it's entertaining, a way to finish the race. And today, again, not entertaining. And I think people forget F1 is entertainment.
I think that's very well said, Warren. And I think most of us are on the sort of same wavelength, the same page here. My view on it, for what it's worth, is much like what we've all just said. As soon as that car was unable to move, because I believe it was stuck in gear, and the second we had to get a recovery vehicle on track, that should have been it. That should have been a red flag. I don't care how slow those cars are going. All it takes is one driver to slightly accelerate, coming, especially as it was on the exit of, I think, the second Lesmo. All it takes is one driver to slightly accelerate, dip their wheel on the curb and spin, and then we saw it with Jules Bianchi, and we know how horrible that can be. I know the conditions are different, but the point is, it's about safety, and it's about protecting people. So for me, because as soon as when I saw where that McLaren had stopped, I thought that has to be a safety car, not a VSC. That has to be a safety car to take them on a line around it. Because a VSC, they can obviously still do whatever, and they're going quicker. And I also think the reason we had a safety car for that, but a VSC for Vettel was fully off the track. He was on the grass and he was close to an escape road. And his car was able to move. It was easier to move. It should have been a red flag, no questions asked. It's not. I know that obviously we want to see racing and all the rest of it, and I think this would have helped that, but also aided the safety element, because like you said, when the marshals were sort of standing there going chicos and just not able to move the car, it was at that point it should have been red flags out, everybody back to the pits, line up in whatever order, get that car, you get the tracks out, get that car off the track, you get it back onto one of the recovery roads, get the tracks off the track, the marshals back in their posts, everybody back out, standing start, off we go. That's what should have happened. And I also think that they're not so much setting a precedent, but there needs to be a rule for this, because F1 is very big on safety and has made great strides in safety in recent years. But they really dropped the ball today, I think. Really dropped the ball.
I think it's also hypocritical as well. And this is probably very controversial, because the amount of bosses and fans are like, why do we have to finish under safety car? Like, it's literally a opposite of Abu Dhabi. Like, people saying, why can't we finish under the safety car? Like, I find it quite interesting how some fans have turned. And this is probably controversial, and I'm all for it, like, coming at me. But, like, how these fans are reacting to some of these bosses, they only will go one way when it benefits them, but then the minute it doesn't benefit them, they're, like, all against it. Like, again, Abu Dhabi, like, they could have done safety car, but then people will kick off because obviously it's, like Warren said, it is a show. It's an event. It's entertainment. So we tried to do that today, and then you have the other side kicking off saying, like, why finish under a safety car? Like, it should have been ready to go. Like, you'll never win whatever decisions made by the FIA. But things is that I think they should have red flagged it, damage limitations, and not finish on the safety car for this instant. Abu Dhabi maybe probably done red flag and then do a rolling start, because you can do rolling starts. We've seen that before in F1, F2, and F3 after a red flag. You don't have to do a standing start. Do a simple formation lap that doesn't count to the lap limits, and then go for a rolling start. And that's when unlapped cars can unlap themselves as well, because the safety car as well came in at an awkward time and could not pass drivers, and the lighting situation going on, the green, the yellow, like, people getting stuck in between. Sorry, I just wanted to say that one as well.
No, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's it's I think you made a very good point about it being quite hypocritical. So I know that was a not so much a somber note, but perhaps got a bit more sort of serious. I just thought given so go on. I've just seen you.
I just found a really cool stat, and it shows how many races it took to score a point for Williams. It took George Russell 48 races to win any points, Nicholas Latifi 28, Robert Kubica 11, Alex Albon 3, and Nick DeVries has done it 1.
There we are.
George Russell, Golden Boy, 48 races for him to get a point, and Nick's just done it in 1. Wow.
I mean,
Nick
DeVries and Mercedes 2023 confirmed.
He's the reserve driver, isn't he? Yeah.
For Williams, obviously, Aston Martin and Mercedes. Basically, everybody except McLaren, and McLaren have got. Oh yeah, Oscar Piastri.
That's crazy.
Who saw that one coming? Eh? Let's start to bring things to a bit of a close for the main show. First of all, I'd just like to thank all my lovely guests for coming on today. To give you a quick chance to promo yourselves. So, first of all, Warren, Rachel, which one of you would like to do the honors?
I think Warren. He's got this.
You want me to do? All right, we are cousins. We're called the Paddock Pals. That's the name we came up with. We are out. We're actually going to record a little bit later after this, after the NFL gets NFL is over with. But we do reviews, recaps, and we'll do some midweek episodes. And we don't have any in there. We just talk all the F1 on, and we do a lot of off track F1, like if you might like who the drivers are dating. We'll say who's at the races there, their significant others at the races. We'll get into that. Lando gave us a lot of content the last couple of weeks, so thank him. So yeah, we just like to have fun with it. So we're the Paddock Pals, Instagram, Twitter, and wherever you get your podcasts at.
Lovely, thank you both. And Sophia, obviously you and I are both part of Everything F1. Go on, over to you.
Yep. So you can find all our social medias at Everything F1 or join EF1. It's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all of it. We have a website, www.everythingf1, where we post content daily, not just F1. We've got F2, F3. We're doing an IndyCar special for today for the finale. We also have a podcast that we film live on Tuesdays in the evenings around 8:30 p.m. UK time. And then it gets released on Wednesdays on all streaming platforms. And that's at Everything F1 as well.
Yes, lovely, thank you. Yeah, so obviously I'm part of everything F1 as well, as Sophia said. So just to round things out, just like to say that Grid Talk is available on YouTube, where most episodes are recorded live, such as this one, as well as Amazon Fire, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Music, Verbal, Omni Studio, and Pocket Casts. Just search for Formula One Grid Talk for our back catalogue of shows with previews and reactions to qualifying and both race results. Please also consider supporting the channel on Patreon so you can get better mics, lights, and recording equipment. You can get your hands on some official Grid Talk merch at f1chronicle.com/store. Apparently, there's been demand to have my face on a mug. God help whoever asked for that. Please also do make sure that you are subscribed so you're the first to know when each new weekly episode is released. And if you listen on YouTube, please hit the like button and also hit that bell icon so you get notified every time we go live. We'll be back in 2 weeks to preview the Singapore Grand Prix. Thank you very much for listening, watching, and goodbye. That's a good show, that. I'll see if we've got any, because the live stream went down. I don't know if I can see the comments from the original one. I don't know if we've got the chat replay.
I can take a look for the old one.
Yeah.
So I think I still have it saved.
Brilliant. Yeah, I didn't have the tab open because I didn't want it playing in here. If anybody is still watching, I can see people are. Jason Pettigrew, F1 is embarrassing. Literally a competition on track. I don't know about embarrassing, but I think today there was definitely, as we discussed, some bits which perhaps could have been handled better. I wouldn't describe it as that aforementioned words. I'm not going to say that because I don't want to get demonetized. But yes, it was. Yeah, it wasn't a full. It wasn't a full show, but it was not ideal today. That's the only comment I can see on the new live stream. Sophie, is there anything of notes on the old one?
No, not really. Jared said that he couldn't attend, so he was going to listen to the podcast later.
Oh,
that was the only one that I saw when I was on. It kept on buffering multiple times. So.
Yes. Yeah. Apologies to our live stream viewers. Thank you for sticking with us, but we have had a couple of production issues in the background today. Maybe the Fry strategists are running our internet. That's what it would seem like. I had to get one last take, didn't I? Yes. So thank you to everybody for watching. We will probably look to close down for the evening because Warren, you've got things to watch. NFL is on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I like your shirt.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm a Bengals, but I do support Cleveland Browns when occasionally.
Oh, nice. We got Yep, first day.
Yeah. So, yes, thank you to everyone for watching, commenting, all that good stuff, and thank you for sticking with us. And we'll see you again soon.